Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Today's Restaurant News Networking Group, 11 o'clock, June the 7th. We are a group of restaurant vendors who are here to help each other grow our business and to help any owner, manager, or chef in a restaurant or a bar with any questions they may have. So feel free to give us a call and to join us or to ask us a question at 561-620-8888 or check out our website at trnusa.com and take a look at our YouTube channel at Today's Restaurant, and you can access that from our website as well. So, summer is upon us, I guess. I don't know where everybody disappeared to today, but check out the beach. They're probably there. So I have a couple of topics that I want to go to discuss, if possible. So let's do our intros first, get that out of the way. And Gabby, you want to start us off?
Yes, thank you. I actually was going to ask that. I have to transfer this to my cell phone, so this is perfect. Gabby with Worksite PEO. We're a full-service professional employee organization. What that means that we are a complete HR solution. So we're a plug-and-play HR. Take care of your payroll taxes, workers' comp claims, unemployment claims, 401k, and employee health benefits and HR consultation. So if you're having a disgruntled employee that you don't know what to do with and you don't want to mismanage and get yourself in trouble, we can actually help you do that. And for restaurants, we also have the FICA tip tax credit that will help you bring capital back into the restaurant that you can utilize anywhere, any which way you would like. Gabby with Worksite PEO, 561-479-7474.
Hey, thank you. Mark, good morning.
Hey, Mark from Brilliant Computers. Servicing local small to medium-sized businesses with all their IT needs, making sure they stay in business, keep the cash flow going, make sure the backup's going. You just call Mark at brilliantcomputers.com.
Tell us how we can reach you.
Phone number 561-866-2983. Also the website, brilliantcomputers.com.
Okay, thank you. Steve, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Steve Geller, Leasing Solutions, Palisades, New York. I have availability of funding for businesses, for equipment acquisitions, working capital, accounts receivable financing, and SBA loans. My number is 845-362-6106. My associate in Florida, Pamela Hewitt. Her phone number is 813-531-0654.
Okay, thank you. Randy, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Randy Computers here with Heartland Payroll. We are the preferred partner of the FAIA and the FRLA, which I proudly sit on their councils. Heartland specializes in startups, multiple locations, mom and pops, and acquisitions. Our proprietary software includes applicant tracking, onboarding, WOTC tax credit. So if you are one of the tens of thousands moving down to Florida starting up a business, I'd love to hear from you. I can be reached at 585-622-2993. Thank you.
Thank you. Azalia, good morning.
Good morning, guys. My name is Azalia. I am a business broker and commercial realtor in South Florida. I do Miami-Dade, a little bit of Broward, and I help restaurant owners find a home for their restaurants, cafe, whatever it is that they're thinking. We are currently selling 37 restaurants. So if you're looking for a space or if you want to sell yours, let me know and I would be happy to help. My number is 786-457-2796.
Okay. Chris, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. We are Strategic Supply Chain Partners. We operate as an outsourced purchasing department for our clients. Client profile is small to mid-market size restaurant operations. We've got clients doing up to 14, 15 million in purchasing. We renegotiate distribution agreements with broadline distributors like Cisco, US Foods, Cheney Brothers to deliver better pricing to our clients. We negotiate manufacturer direct pricing on behalf of our clients. So we leverage what we see going on across the procurement world and are able to use that information to give our clients insight in how to purchase better. We typically operate on a contingency basis, meaning that we only get paid if we actually deliver savings. We are typically saving between 18 and 15%. I know everybody hears that number and they think it's no way, but it's actually pretty easy. We've got 4 new clients we're onboarding in the next 2 weeks. That range from a few million to about 14 million in purchasing, and the savings available to these people is astronomical. So Strategic Supply Chain Partners, outsourced purchasing department. We got a great referral program, by the way. And Howard, you're going to post all the contact information, as always, after the meeting, correct?
Yes.
I can be reached at 985-778-1515. Chris.Rodrigue, RODRIGUE @SSC.partners. Thank you.
Thank you. Darren, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Darren Gall, Tracy.net. We take the aches and pains out of phone and internet services. We do have specific restaurant products to eliminate busy signals. So when your callers are calling you, they always get through. We also specialize in what we call SD-WAN solutions, where we can keep your internet and phones up and running, even in a primary internet outage. The difference of our service versus others is we can keep the call up and running by tunneling the IP. We're also securing your traffic to ensure it is encrypted and safe. So if anybody's looking to solve any aches and pains, phone or internet related, we can be reached at 800-881-8899 or sales@tracy.net. And Tracy is TRACI.net, stands for transmit, receive, and communicate information.
Okay, thank you. Terry, TRN Terry.
Present and accounted for, sir. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. It is hot. It is not humid. We have not had rain forever. I don't know when we're going to get it, but our lake is very dry. Okay, now that I have your attention, what I do are leads, period, leads. Look everywhere, shopping centers, we get calls. We're registered with a lot of places to get what's up and coming. If anybody lives close to Boca, which I know Darren does, not in Boca, but he's close, there's a new bagel boss coming in where Einstein Bagels was on Powerline and Palmetto. It is a kosher bakery. There are 2 other ones opening. It's a bagel bakery / restaurant coming in. They're not open yet. They're not finished yet. I looked in, I saw a little bit of equipment maybe, but a lot of stuff still going on in there. There's a lot of things closing up, and right behind it, you know, it says for sale, for rent, for lease, all over the place. So if I were doing a list of closings, it would be almost as long as the list of openings. And right behind them, if it's a bagel restaurant, like that was Einstein's, this is B&B. They've got the bagel makers and all of that, which is wonderful, which Azalea knows because she's the one. You got 37 restaurants out there. That's a lot of restaurants. And that's only in Miami-Dade County. And that's just what you have. So imagine what is going out and what could be coming in. So what you smart to do, if anybody has, I came up with this little thing of what I do is when I find out what's going out, I will keep typing in the address until I find out what's going in. Now they're just starting at that point. They're just permitting. They're just getting going. They're just signing a lease. So now you've got a good, solid lead. And our leads are second to none. They come out on an Excel spreadsheet every month. And last month again, another 90, brand new. That's not counting what's open. That's just the under construction and permitting. So there's so much going on. I keep having people emailing me and calling and saying, do you do Texas? And I tell them, no, I get so much information from Texas. No, we tried 3 times. Texas is massive. Nobody in Dallas wants to work with San Antonio. Nobody, they're so territorialized. They don't want to work with anybody that's any further than 100 miles. So Texas is very difficult. Do you have New Jersey? No, we have Florida and Georgia. So if anyone's interested, let me know. Terry at TRN USA.com. Thank you.
Okay.
Signing off.
Do any of you, this is just an observation. If any of you know any restaurant equipment dealers who specialize in used equipment, I would expect that they are going to be extremely busy over the
Yes.
next 4 or 5 months with all the restaurants and the restaurant chains that
Yes.
are declaring bankruptcy and closing up. If just Red Lobster, Applebee's, Pollo Tropical, there was a Mexican restaurant I heard yesterday. Is BurgerFi closing restaurants.
Yeah,
So all this equipment is going to be coming out on the market. And what I've seen in the past, in my former life, I was in the equipment business in New York. And what happens is that the used equipment dealers and anybody who's got space and money can buy up this equipment at pennies on the dollar, put it in inventory, and wait to sell it. It's like a 401k because the prices continue to go up and they have things in stock and they could sell it at a future date. So keep an eye out for that. And if you know any dealers out there who would like to join the group, please let them know about us. Let me know about them as well.
And I can provide financing for any end users buying that equipment, used equipment as well.
You can finance that equipment?
Sure.
All right. That's interesting. We need to get here's what we can do as a group. Get a warehouse and buy the stuff. This is a change in the industry for a couple of years to come.
Yeah, it's pretty sad, and that's why you get all those email blasts from auctioneers all the time. Loaded, they're just loaded. They can't keep up. And it's all restaurants.
I think some of it in Florida is seasonal too. I mean, when things slow down in the summer, restaurants close and new ones open up in the fall when people are coming back.
No question. Absolutely. And that on top of the economy and everything else, it's not pretty. Not pretty.
You know, with all these, let's say Red Lobster is closed up and a pizza restaurant wants to go in and take that location. They're going to have some equipment that is usable. They'll have an exhaust hood, perhaps be at the right size, hopefully the right size, and then they have other equipment that they can use, but they're not going to be able to use all of it. So some of it's going to end up with the dealers or auction or in the garbage. It's just an incredible amount of equipment when you think of all the locations that are going to be closing. When I first came to Florida, a gentleman who I was working with told me that the economy of Florida in particular is run by the amount of money that's lost rather than the money that's earned. And this is what he was talking about with all these places closing. Just an observation.
I still have that gelato machine for sale as well.
Who has a gelato machine?
I do. I do.
Yeah,
What-
I know. Well, did you talk to Ed?
No, he didn't call.
All right, but you can call him.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, I would definitely call him. Uh,
Look
I
how
have
many
a,
places are opening.
what?
I said, look at all the gelato places opening. Yeah, I'm gonna do a drive around within a square mile to all the shopping centers this weekend. I was gonna do it last weekend, but I got tied up with a birthday party for a little one. But I'm gonna find, I know there's ice cream places and gelato places opening all over the place.
That's a high-end machine.
Yeah,
What
where's
is-
the machine located?
We have it at the vendor in Miami.
In Miami.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay,
Zalia, tell her about it.
I already connected him with my gelato guy. He
Oh,
has a
okay,
gelato
okay.
factory. He's got like 5 of those machines already. I'm selling his business. We're under contract. So maybe when we
Oh,
find the new place, he'll want it. But at this point, we're trying to get him a new location. But I already connected with Steve. The
Yeah.
day he announced it, I connected him with my guy.
All right, thank
Okay,
you.
great, thank you. Yeah,
So we
let me,
have that picture in my ad in the June edition of
yeah,
the.
the ad will be, the ad's in the paper and the ad's gonna be, e-blasted out on Tuesday.
Barry, there's a lot of places opening also in Pompano. Right where the Harris Casino is, there's a bunch of stuff going up in there. And then across the street from the city building, the city of Pompano building, is right next to South Bar and Kitchen.
yeah, there it is.
That they have a lot of like for rent and for sale signs in there for restaurant spaces. And then also near A1A on Atlantic Avenue. I just came from there from having a first meeting with a prospect, and there's like a ton of things that are getting built up in there.
Okay, good. Because what I do is with the people that have already sent me their brochures and business cards, I take those with me and I put them through the mail slot. And in the door with a handwritten little message on it, so they know it wasn't somebody that just dropped it in, and they get calls. So that's a great idea. Howard, that's what we're doing this weekend, just so you know.
Do you have mine?
Let me explain.
No, what I have is the sheet, but I'm not dropping that in. I told everyone to send me just maybe a dozen business cards or brochures, and many have and many haven't.
Okay, I have trifolds and I have business cards that I can send you.
Okay, how about like 6 trifolds and maybe a dozen business cards? Or whatever is least expensive for you to make, but the trifolds say it all. That's the thing. I like those.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send those over to you.
Okay.
Let me give you a
Would you send me an email with the address that I can send it over to you? Because I'm in Pompano, so I can also drop them off if anything.
Oh, I can meet you. Yeah, no problem. Or get them. I'll send you my thing, but yeah, we can meet you and drop it and hold on. Yeah, you know what? Let's just plan to meet up and you can just give them to me at some point or whatever. Okay.
So if we meet up, we could actually also do drops that day too, if you want to. I'll totally be down to do that with you.
Oh yeah, that's everything. If it's in their hands, they're more likely to pick up that and call than to look for someone.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I'm offering drops with you that day. So if we're meeting up, we can do a couple of stops and then do some drops together.
Okay, good. That will have to be a weekday, like an early weekday, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because that's when they're open and that's when they're in there working. So then you can actually walk in.
Yeah,
And
just send me your availability for next week and we can get together.
Absolutely. I think I'm pretty open, but I'll let you know.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Let me give you a little example of how this group actually can work for people. I have a member at a 9 o'clock group who does food service safety classes, in-person classes, And I have an advertiser who's been with us for over a year who does food safety, call them booklets and certificates for people like the people who do the classes. And I put the two of them together this week, and the guy who does the in-person classes has already purchased material from the person who does the booklets, and the person who does the booklets has already given the guy who does the classes leads for 2 in-house classes. So that was a good hookup, and I was happy to see that. You know, I try to connect with as many people from the group as possible during the week whenever I see something that potentially could work. So anyhow, let me read this to you. This is something probably that we can knock off in a couple of minutes. Again, this is from the internet, from a group that I belong to. So I'm about to lease a retail space, and the owner of the property is telling me that the previous tenant has a lien on a 17-foot hood, a walk-in cooler and freezer, and other miscellaneous equipment. The bank won't let him remove it, and his lease is up. And the owner and the old tenant are wanting me to pay off the lien in order to keep the equipment. The lien is for approximately 35% of the value of the equipment, and it's less than 2 years old. What are your thoughts? This is what was written.
Why is there a problem?
Well, if he needs the equipment, it's a good deal for them.
Yeah. He's getting
but
us. So why does he think?
This is what's going to be happening all over the country now with all these restaurants going out.
Just buy it out.
Yeah, but you know, if the specs are not right for prospective
Right.
tenant, it's just
Right.
not gonna work.
Right.
This is unlike a tax lien that has to be paid by the new tenant. This is a lien on the equipment. And what would the landlord have to do on this one, Azalea?
I'm actually, this is painful because I'm actually dealing with this. I have one that we've been under contract like 3 times, and there's 2 liens, 2 SBA liens on the assets. So what I can sell is I can't sell the lease. I can only sell the assets, and the SBA and a local bank have liens on it. But one, the SBA and the bank don't know this model, this serial number, this brand. So there's no, like, I have a lien on your assets, but they don't know what the assets are. And I think I don't understand why they're linking it. So if the tenant that has a lien on those equipment, if they leave and it stays in the property, I mean, why is the landlord mixing that? The other guys left, they gave me an empty space and I leased it to these other people. So the way we're getting around it in our space is basically the assets are going to stay and we're just paying key money for the lease assignment.
The
That's the
SBA,
way.
the SBA will have a blanket lien, and possibly the bank as well.
They do on the
So
assets.
they would have to be paid off. And if the SBA is not paid off, they can enforce their lien.
Yeah, but the buyer that's coming in is telling me that his attorney told him that the chances of the SBA coming and taking a 7-year-old fridge and trying to sell it for $50 to get $150,000 or $100,000 debt are so unlikely that he's willing to take that risk.
Right.
And that's what's happening. So I just don't understand why the landlord is getting involved with this. Like the lease has nothing to do with it. The lease, the lien is not on the lease because that's not personal property. It's on the assets. So, and how do you even put a lien on the hood that's attached to the wall? You know?
Well, usually you have to get a landlord waiver when you finance that equipment. So the landlord probably was asked at the inception to give a
In-
waiver.
In my case, it wasn't. The landlord wasn't involved with the SBA loans, with the bank or the SBA.
No, and they wouldn't be. It would be the person that filed.
Right?
So-
And the entity.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe in this case, maybe the landlord has a lien on the equipment against the rent, back rent.
Could be.
Well, no. Yeah.
And he's
And
trying to get his money somewhere. So
Right,
he's
he's
asking
trying to
this
pick
guy
up
to
the
pay.
35%.
That's probably it. Yeah.
But the equipment has to fit their needs.
I'm
If
sure
the guy-
you and Steve have seen all kinds of
Your fault.
different gyrations of this.
Certainly.
Like she's saying, as long as they get paid, they don't care who pays it. Just pay it. And if the guy's gonna be willing to come in and pay for that equipment, then nobody's gonna say anything. The SBA, the government, no one's gonna say anything because it's being paid. And they would rather have their money than crappy old equipment. Am I correct?
And yeah, and make a lowball offer to the
SBA.
SBA or the bank. The banks are not that smart. You know, they're not gonna know the equipment value. They're gonna,
And the SBA,
they're gonna take what's offered. Because the
And from what-
offer ready.
And from what I heard, Steve, the SBA gave so many restaurant loans that they're no longer giving any more SBA loans because of this. Like they gave so much money, they have no way to like get it back. They have a lien, but who's gonna go pick it up, you know? And as of now, they're not giving any more SBA loans to restaurants.
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
well, in the finance business, the trucking business is in a terrible depression. And a lot of the lenders are filled up with inventory of used trucks. And the values have dropped so that they've cut off all truck lending.
yeah. It's a different world now. It's a different economy, a different world. We're in a whole different situation. And everything changes from hanging clothes on a clothesline in your backyard to a combination washer dryer. You know, everything just changes. It just does. And we're in a different phase of life now and a different phase in the world. It's not just us, it's everyone. So
And without getting political, it's all due to the high interest rates.
it's all due
The rise in the interest rates.
it's all due to everything. I just think everything is entangled into one thing does not bring the world down, but a series of things that are entangled in a web does. So we just have to really pay attention to what we're doing. And like she said, they're not giving loans. And I've heard that a lot of the banks that have closed up, there's 3 or 4 big ones now. The other ones are lowering credit lines and they're not giving out new unsecured loans at all. And they're not giving out a lot of, larger credit card limits. So I don't know who and what, but you got to put yourself in a place where you never think it's going to happen to you. You're sleeping in your bed one minute, the next minute I'm just saying, keep an eye on everything all the time because it's the way it is right now.
The banks are locked into low rate investments, whether it be securities or loans, and they're closing up because of that. That's why they're either going out of the finance business or they're merging out of the system.
Yeah. You can't get your money back, like Azalea said. Azalea, I'm sorry.
Well, Terry, they can get some money back if they call me and I can help them get key money. So like that guy, before he went under, he should have I don't know where the person is, but in Miami-Dade, there's DERM, there's the GDO. It's very difficult to get permits and licenses. So if we have a space that's fully equipped and he's late on his rent, give me a call. I give you 50, 60, $100,000, 150, 175. We sold the space without even a hood. And it was just for the key because it's one, so difficult to find the space that has the infrastructure. Two, that the permits and licenses, that the grease trap is up to code. So if you have that, even if your business is not operating, that's the majority of what I do is sale of assets. Here's 150,000, get out of my way, let me operate my business. So we can get the money, we can help them, and then the landlord won't be pissed off because we'll just assign the lease. So we can help them before the shit hits the fan. After that, then the equipment sharks come in and take it and sell it everywhere.
I absolutely will keep my eyes open for sure. I mean, it's just so much to take in, and there's so many different opinions on all of this. Some think it's temporary, some think it's permanent, some think it's a change in the way the world is headed. I don't know. It's not for me to say. I know what I think, but it's not for me to say. So, you know, everybody just really needs to watch their backs, make sure that you're okay, and do the right thing. And if you're going to help someone, help them get back on their feet, you know, so that we can keep going and moving in the right direction. There's enough homeless everywhere it just sickens me. I can't even, I can't even go there, but
Okay.
you be
Well,
quiet.
we're at the end of the hour. So I appreciate everybody coming today. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week. And if you know some people who are in the industry, please tell them about us so they can join us here. And I will be contacting the people who weren't here today to make sure they do come.
They're on vacation and we got calls from all of them.
All right,
Okay.
we'll see you next week.
All right.
Let the salt be
right.
with you.